know this sounds like hyperbole. I know that there are a lot of people out there that say, wait a second, this is just temporary. It's only for a few months. It's only for a few countries. But people are listening and watching. Which direction are we heading? Do we really care about the things that we have always cared about? Millions upon millions of people all across this country and all across this world are watching. What do we do? Is this a partisan issue? Or can we commit ourselves together to stand up for those basic ideas of America's founding? There are two little girls that are watching most closely, who are watching to see if we can rise above partisanship and deliver to them the promise that has been made real for millions and millions of Americans who call this place home. Fadi and his family were exactly the kind of people that this country historically has been able to rescue from war-torn countries, from terror and from torture. His family had experienced torture. His children, were they to return to Syria, would face potential death. And he went through all of the processes that we asked him to. He didn't go into the shadows. He didn't hide. He applied for asylum status. It was granted in 2015. He followed forms that would allow for his wife and two daughters to follow. And those visas were issued last Tuesday, on January 24th. Originally, they had a flight that was scheduled to bring his wife and these two little girls to the United States today. But last week, when Fadi learned of the potential for this executive order, he paid $1,000 to move their flight up to Friday. And so his two little girls and his wife got on a flight from Jordan to Kyiv, Ukraine, eventually to the United States, but once in Kyiv, their passports and their visas were taken from them. They were sent to CBP, their visas were rejected, and they were returned to Jordan. They are back in their old apartment, these two little girls are, but they got rid of all their furniture. They got rid of all their clothes. Their neighbors have temporarily given them mattresses to sleep on. They don't even know where their suitcases are. And their father, who was ready to greet them at the airport here in the United States, may never see them. They are scared to death. I have two little boys who are the exact same age. I have an 8-year-old, and I have a 5-year-old. And I think about what these two little girls went through, getting ready to finally go see their dad, who had gone through an epic struggle to try to find some place in this world where his two little girls could be safe. He found it. He found it in America. He found it in my state of Connecticut. He found it just like hundreds of thousands of other people who fled war-ravaged Europe, who fled the bombing in Vietnam, who left Albania and Kosovo to come live a better life, just like they found it. And he was ready to go to the airport to welcome his two little girls, and they were told that they're not leaving. You're not going to see your dad. You're going back to Jordan and potentially, eventually, back to Syria. Imagine what those two little girls went through. And imagine millions of other little boys and girls like them who had in their mind this place called America, a place that would welcome them, who would rescue them from the disaster that had become their lives. And imagine that dream that was literally hours away for these two little girls extinguishing for millions others like them all around this planet. It's up to us whether that light, which flickered off on Friday, relights. It's up to us as to whether we rekindle the American dream, that idea of America from our founding. This is not irreversible. These two little girls, you could bring them here. We could choose to bring them here. It's up to us. There's legislation on the floor of the Senate right now as we speak that would rescind this order. It's our decision, right? There's 100 of us here. There's only 430 down the hall. There's only 535 of us. It's our decision whether these two little girls come to the United States or they go back to the war-ravaged home that their father left. It's up to us. It's not up to the President of the United States alone. He doesn't get to make these decisions by himself. Democracy allows for us to make a different decision. It's up to us. I believe that we can do it. I believe that we can bring these girls here.